Sometimes life has a funny way of aligning perfectly out of the blue. What may feel like a rejection is actually a redirection. After my lucid dream, I made it a point to stay in the lucidity after waking up and not distract my mind with social media or any other thoughts that would cloud my afterglow. Lucid dreaming can be used as a tool to open the locks of our subconscious mind space, mind juice, dripping with opportunities. It's a blessing and a treat to know that you can unlock doors to multiple realities, so much so that you can do the work in your waking mind. I caught myself several times yesterday, feeling completely different, like I was lucid in my waking state. Not the usual overthinking, reactivity, or taking my mind space too seriously, but instead, open to the pause before my thoughts, feeling nostalgic in my own mind, being present during my nature walk, unbeknownst to me that I was putting the key in the keyhole before unlocking the doors later in my lucid dream state. The mind is a tool. Your conscience, your soul, your spirit are your navigators. They help piece together a lucid reality that only you know the vibes and feelings of. So personal and so tangible. When we feel the static of our waking realities and the discomfort they bring because we know we're meant to vibrate higher, your higher self is showing up so that you may use these tools to slip into the lucid reality you prefer, to take back your waking consciousness. This is your power. Like your first and greatest psychedelic trip, when all the answers were revealed to you. It all made sense. It all felt right. The way it should be. I had an experience in this likeness in the early hours of the morning. Here's what happened.
I just lucid dreamed and I'm just realizing it. Um, so let me try and recount this as best as I can. So at some point, I'm with my old employer, which is a $1 million business, essentially, right? So they have money enough to invest in storage, like a storage unit. So pretty much there was this like convention happening, which I used to do conventions with this company, like trade show type conventions where we had a booth and, you meet hundreds and thousands of people during this and you just speak about the brand and everything. So at one point, I find this like secret door. Like I think what happened was I got out of the convention part at one point and then I go into this like industrial closet type situation. Like a back room type situation where there's just doors everywhere, almost like a restaurant would be or anything, where it's dark and there's just doors everywhere. And I open a door and it leads to like a downstairs situation. And then there's a bottom door. So I go through the bottom door and I go through like these wires or whatever and like all this like industrial like underneath, like if you were to look behind walls somewhere. And whatever, so I go through it and pretty much I eventually end up in this huge storage room where there's a bunch of unrelated items, almost like a fallout shelter for this company to like sell more stuff if anything were to ever happen. So I remember seeing like custom license plates, like little mini license plates that you would get like on vacation somewhere, harnesses for dogs, old magazines, comics. Like it was pretty cool actually. It was just a big storage unit. It was a huge storage unit and it was set up like on hangers, like as if it was for sale, like if in the light was on, like as if you were gonna walk around and like purchase these things, because there were counters and then like registers, like a register. So I wasn't supposed to be there. I felt like I wasn't supposed to be there, and I don't know what told me that everything in that room was worth $20 million. Like, if they were to sell through all of that stuff, it would have been like 20.1 or $20 million, right? So I was like, holy shit, like, I'm gonna make a vlog out of this. And I'm just filming myself, and it was so real, you guys. Like, this felt like the realest dream ever. Like, I was just there. Like, I was just somewhere in a different dimension. I swear to God, if you ever lucid dreamed, you know what I'm talking about. And when you haven't lucid dreamed in such a while, like such a long time, like, I thought this was real. I didn't think I was gonna wake up from this dream, because that's how real it was. So whatever. I'm going, and there's like other stuff happening like upstairs, like a big event or whatever, and I'm just downstairs in this like thing that I went through wires to get to, the secret storage room that was a huge retail store, pretty much, of a bunch of stuff worth over $20 million. And I'm documenting everything while trying to, like, you know, be quiet about it. And I just remembered that at one point I see my cat, and not the cat that you've seen, not Emo, the gray and white cat, but my cat Whiskey, who passed away in 2023, who was 19 years old, who I had since I was in elementary school, you know, and I turned 30 last year. So that's when I, like, and I've had lucid dreams with her before, where I'm like, holy shit, you're here again. This is amazing. So she's just chilling. Like, she was just laying down on something, like on a bed or something, because I was walking around this big retail space. And I look at her and I'm like, and it's slowly, bam, I'm like, holy shit, that's Whiskey. And I was like, I locked eyes with her, and I'm like, I need to keep staring at her, because if I look away, I feel like she's gonna disappear. And I was holding my phone like this, like I was recording with my phone. And I went to go record, and I was actually recording her on my phone. Like, I was vlogging with her. This is so random, but it actually makes sense. It felt like a real day. This felt like a real situation, I swear to God. So I did not break eye contact with her. And she was just relaxing. She was laying on her belly like she used to. Like, you know when cats just, like, they lay on their sides, but their arms are out, and, like, their tails are just kind of, like, flicking, like, in the air. And she was being all cute, because I think she was, like, rolling around at one point. Almost like she was happy to see me. Almost like she knew I was with her. So I'm getting emotional now. Anyway, so I'm recording, right? And I'm recording her in the dream. And this was a little afterwards. Sorry, I'm like just thinking about it, because I love it, because I tend to manifest, like, dreaming about her. As you can tell, you know, we were pretty close. But so I'm filming her or whatever, and I'm like, this is amazing. And I'm also like, I feel like a little kid in a candy store, like, I just found, like, the coolest shit ever, because I did. So did not break eye contact with her, and she's just I can tell, like, her energy is very playful. Like, she's like, you're back, let's chill, like, let's do some stuff. And at one point she gets up and, you know, like, starts playfully running around, and she goes into this, like, and this is where it gets weird and kind of like a dream state. Like, what the fuck, like, this is just a dream now, like, because weird stuff is happening that doesn't make any sense. Because, like, I feel like in dreams, scenes tend to change like that, even though it's like a first person view kind of situation, but the setting will just, like, be massive or whatever. So she goes into this, like, thing, like, she goes into almost like, imagine if you were to go into, like, if you were to open a drawer to, like, underneath a cabinet, like, if it was a counter and there was a drawer underneath there, imagine that, but the scale of it was like times 50, or it was just very large. It was not the size of if you were to look into, like, an underneath the sink cabinet. And there were like other animals there and like people taking care of these animals. And I think they were Asian, almost like a cat cafe kind of situation in Japan or something. Kind of irrelevant. But at that point, that's when my dream was starting to break off into like other things. And there were like other cats or whatever. But just to go back to the setting of the retail store where every item in there, it was all worth $20 million. And that's what I was going to title the name of the video. Like, I was going to title it like, I just found $20 million somewhere. Like, I'm going to try and think of what the actual title was. But regardless, like, it was like, you know, like if a store, once a store closes, like at night, some of the lights are on, but the majority are off. That's how the setting kind of was. Like most of the lights were off, but there were some at the counter that were on. So you can see what was around. Like everything was hung up on everything. So it was like a storage unit / retail store. And I made sure to just like hit record just so I could remember all the details before they kind of fizzled out. So I'm walking around. I'm thinking this is the coolest thing ever. When I tell you, so what's the trippiest part about this is that I've always experienced like very vivid, very realistic dreams. I have my retainer on, by the way. I have my retainers on, so I might be looking a little silly. I've always had very vivid dreams, and yesterday, for the first time in weeks, I 420'd. So I fell asleep once we got back from that hike, and then I woke up again at like 1 o'clock in the morning and came to bed, and I was up for a while. I was up for a couple hours, and I came back to sleep. So I must have fell asleep around like 2. And I must have had this dream, I don't even know, or very, very early in the morning. So I say that all to say, I have very vivid dreams, and this just felt, because I 420'd, so I think that's what kind of like sparked even more of the imagination last night while I was dreaming. I was still like, feeling the effects of it. So if you have ever lucid dreamed, or if you are someone who has very vivid dreams, I'm telling you, I swear, this felt like a part of my life. I felt like I just split off into a different dimension, which I believe in the whole dream world. Who knows the truth of it? But this, like, I swear on everything. Like, I was just somewhere else. I was just in a different place a little while ago. Like, I was not here living this life. Although the dream was as though it was my actual life, because I was recording, and I'm thinking about YouTube. I'm heavily thinking about YouTube right now and vlogging and putting out content and putting out work to video edit. So, I was just there, and I was petting my cat. I was with my cat. I knew I was with my cat because I knew she wasn't there. I know that she had passed away, and then she's there again. And I'm like, holy shit. It's almost like when you unlock an Easter egg, like, oh, I unlocked her in my dream this time. Like, it's happened on occasion at least as many times as I can count on my hand, or a little bit more, ever since she passed. I've had vivid dreams with her, but I kind of don't fully get to be with her. It's like I can see her, and I know that I can see her. My cat who passed away, I know it. I'm conscious of that in my head, but it's never like fully satisfactory where I feel like I'm spending time with her. But I was literally just like petting her. I was talking to her. I was, giving her baby voice. I was like snuggling with her. So that was like, love you, Whiskey. Thank you for that moment. She'll be back. But anyway, so, and this is just a portion of the dream that I'm remembering, but at one point, as I'm going through everything, there was this woman who was very upset with me, and I thought she was like, she was related to me, but she was very rough. Like, she was very rough. Like, she thought I was doing something like bad, and this was kind of irrelevant to the dream, but I remember that portion. I'm thinking of all the times that I kind of branched off in the dream, and I'm like, I don't give a shit what you think. Like, I know I'm a good person. I don't need you in my life. Anyways, that's irrelevant. But at one point, as I'm going through everything and I'm vlogging, I'm recording, and I have like a good amount of content. I'm like, I'm gonna turn this into a vlog and it's gonna get a bunch of views. That I found $20 million worth, and I was recording in a way that people couldn't know where I was or who I was talking about, so I was being kind of discreet about it. Like, I knew what I was doing, man. If that was a real vlog, it would have been so cool. So whatever, I'm recording everything, going around the store, this underground store, storage space. Wow, I just realized that store is storage. It's like short for storage, huh? Am I right about that? As a storage unit, but it's also a retail space. I don't know. So whatever, I'm going around, I'm filming everything. I'm saying how cool this all is. I'm explaining the things that I'm seeing, and I'm like recording them. And at one point I like go up again towards where I came from, which is like, I remember seeing like wires and like, I used to work on a ship, on a big naval ship. And I remember seeing stuff like this, like through doors and like up, like if you've ever been on a naval ship, you know what I'm talking about. But like, if you were to like go climb up a ladder, because I was climbing up and down a ladder. That was another thing. That's why it might make a little more sense if you know what I'm talking about. So like, I climbed up this ladder, and that's where like this drop door was to get down to that storage unit. But I went back up where the wires were and whatever, like whatever you find inside of walls or whatever, like pumps and stuff like that, like industrial type, you know, stuff like that. And I go up to this ladder. I don't know if it was the same one, but pretty much to escape where I was, to get out of where I was. Not escape, because there was no sort of urgency or danger. It was just a really cool moment. Like, I felt like a little kid again, but I discovered something. But I went up, and when I popped my head out, I was outside, but I was like really high. Like I was overlooking like a building or something. And I don't want to say this part because it's going to sound really confusing. It was a very dream-esque kind of thing. But to make it make more sense, I'm going to say that while I was filming, pretty much I could see like a big building. Like it was a beautiful, like lit, like if you ever look down at like an LA skyline or any city skyline and you see like the lights on the ground and then like a backdrop of like the mountains or whatever, that's kind of what it was like. So I was like, let me get this for the vlog. Like it really was like the coolest content for a video. So sad it wasn't real. Like when I woke up, because I woke up a little while ago, and it's like I kind of dropped back into the dream, I think. But I'm like, and I'm slowly coming to like reality and realization with my eyes so closed, even though I was awake just now in real life. Now it's like, holy shit, none of that was real. Almost like I was sleeping feeling so accomplished that I had all of this footage that I was gonna put out and edit and put out and have people watch it. And it was so sad to know that none of it was real. Or was it? So this sparks a bigger conversation. Did I actually just experience that on a different timeline? Because how is it that that felt so real, as though that was my waking life? Like, I swear to you, that dream, whatever dreams are, that felt like I was just living that. That's how intricate all the details were. My brain was working. I was lucid dreaming. My consciousness, my soul, my spirit was just somewhere else. So I don't know what my body was doing here, but my stardust was just in my same body as myself, with my same thought processes and me. Like I was me somewhere else just now, in a real, what seemed like a very real place. It just sparks this crazy conversation. Like I was literally in the process of edit. Oh, this is gonna be a good shot. Let me stop the video. Let me record this. Let me talk about this. Let me get this shot. And I was moving my body around. I was walking around. Like, I saw Whiskey. I was with Whiskey. And she knew I was there. She didn't, because a lot of times, like, we'll probably see each other in a dream, but it's almost like she'll blow me off. Like, she doesn't realize it's me or something, because we're not fully connected in the dream state yet. But I visually manifested her, but I didn't, like, manifest the connection part of it. But I was petting her. I was holding her. I was talking to her. And she was aware of it, because cats communicate differently. Like, they know, they'll purr, they'll do the tail flick thing, like, they know. So that was just so trippy. Like, that was the coolest thing ever. That was so cool. I wish I could go back. Like, if I could wish for anything right now, it would be to go back to where I just was. So let me know, like, drop it in the comments. Drop in the comments if you've ever lucid dreamed before. And if you can make, like, just make a story about it. Make some sort of post or comment about it, like, how detailed it was and, like, what you think that is. Where did you go? How do you think you got there? How and why did it feel so real? As if I could get up and go to that place right now. Like, I went into a crawl space storage area. I dropped down into a storage retail space for a former employer. I guess in my head, I'm like, oh, if they ever go bankrupt or don't sell those products anymore, they have this as revenue. They have this whole space to sell $20 million worth of products just to have their capital again. Like, just to have money, just to have their wealth or generational wealth. Who knows what all of that was about. But I mean, this is those key things, like, okay, former employer, Whiskey, vlogging, YouTube, like, I guess these are, like, key things in my head in my life anyways, like, at least at this point in time, as I'm going through this transition journey, which is cool. It's sick, because, like, this is sick. Like, that was so cool. So, like, that made up parts of the dream, I guess. And okay, like, I guess because I have history working in a naval ship where I was in crawl spaces before, and, like, I got to free roam the ship because I worked there with friends of mine. But what is that? Like, that's just so crazy. Like, I literally just lucid dreamed heavily. Like, there's lucid dreams that I'll have where, again, it doesn't fully connect, and then there's lucid dreams where it's like, what? Like, where am I? Like, I was just somewhere else, like, fully conscious. That's the trippy part, is that I was fully conscious of what was happening in my own mind and in the dream. I'm trying to remember if there were any other details. But $20 million worth of products, like, all these key things is just kind of tripping me out because it's so detailed, you know? Like, the brain is wild. Being a human is wild. Being an earthling in this galaxy, in this universe. Who knows the places that we travel to? If they're real, if they're in our Milky Way galaxy system, solar system, if these places are real, if we ever go back to them, like, trippy, huh? So that's my story. I'm gonna try to remember more if I do, and I'll probably make an additional video about it and, like, put it in here, but that was pretty much it in short detail, because that was literally, like, I felt like I was there for hours. Like, that was hours worth of dream. Whether that was me time jumping in the dream, that's how long it felt like I was there for hours. I don't know how long I was physically sleeping for, if it was a couple hours, if it was the actual duration of how long I was sleeping for, you know what I'm saying? But that was so incredibly detailed and real. Like, if you were to tell me if that were real or fake, I would not know how to answer you, because that's how real it felt. Like, I want to say that was real. I was actually over there, wherever I was, doing all of those real things, consciously thinking about them. So yeah, I'm gonna get up and brush my teeth now. Thank you.
As we navigate the current state of the world in this dystopian landscape, may we always remember that we need to know where we come from to know where we're going. Free will is beautiful, but condemning if you aren't wise. To act on what's right, to not turn a blind eye by resorting to individualism and resisting all which does not serve the greater good, a higher purpose, and our highest selves. I love you, and stay present.